Hi, we're Roy and Karen, and today we're going to address some additional questions and some older questions that we have had from some of you, our wonderful subscribers.
And our first one is from Laura Roz. I'm hoping I'm saying that name right. This was great. What a great story. We would love to hear more about you guys. What do you do for work, balancing work life and the village's life? Also, how your family took the news of the move. Well, I am in millwork and doors. I've been in windows and doors for 30 years, something like that. And what do you do, honey?
And I am a mortgage loan officer, another multi-decade career person.
And how do we balance work and life? We don't. We just work. And then we hope to get maybe an hour or two during the week. Maybe we'll go to Brownwood. Saturday is our day. Sunday we go to church and do our chores, but Saturday's our day. But we knew that. We came here to the villages with our eyes open. We could be working back where we came from, or we could be working here. Just as an example, I went to get some lab work done this morning and I took the golf cart to go there. It's really enjoyable. So life is just nicer, more fun, and easier here than it was where we came from. But we have another question, which is right here from Susan. From Susan Goodman. How did your friends and family react when you shared the news that you'd be moving from Texas to Florida? How did they react when you told them you were moving to the villages? Has anyone come to visit you all in your new house yet?
Well, I think people, for the most part, were very surprised because Florida never came up on our proposed options.
Never.
Ever. It was kind of out of left field. I think overall, once they understood what the villages is all about, they were very supportive. I don't think anyone thinks we've made a bad decision. I think they see our reports and our input and our conversations show we are just as happy as can be for being here. And the visits, they're not here yet. We've only been here for 3+ months. We're still waiting. We're ready. Almost. Might have a bed for them, at least an inflatable bed by the time somebody shows up. But
Well, this is not our first move. We moved from Southern California to Southern Oregon. And then we moved from Southern Oregon to Texas. And now we're moving from Texas to Florida. I can count the number of visits we received over the years on one hand. When we want to visit, we need to go.
yeah,
That's how it's going to be.
we're the ones that moved away, so we go visit them.
But we do have one pair of good friends in Texas that are planning on coming here. It's just not time for them yet. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Okay, Sassy Sarsaparilla. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Not to be nosy, too late. But 3 big considerations to me are the search for a church home, quality health care, and pup care, vet, groomer, etc. Love to hear your progress in these. So we thought we'd found a church home. We actually were visiting churches online, watching their sermons, listening to their bands, and we had kind of latched a hold of one. So when we moved here, we just went right in and with both feet. We thought we'd found a home. When it came time to figure out how we were going to serve, you have to go through the growth track program first. And when we started going through that, we noticed that our
philosophies might be just a tad bit different from this particular church.
Or maybe more than a tad from where I was coming from. It just was not a good fit for us. So, and this just happened a couple of weeks ago, by the way. So we are right now in the process of finding a new church home. Okay, so that takes care of church. Healthcare. I am on Medicare. And I have Medigap, Plan N. Now, if I had opted for an Advantage plan, I could have gone to the Village's health care. And I hear they're really good. And I have heard nothing bad about them. But I don't have Advantage. And I don't want Advantage. I wanted my Medigap because it still is our plan to travel. And I want to have insurance everywhere we go, no matter what we do. If we do decide to move again, if we decide to move to Alaska, our insurance is good in Alaska. So I want that. Which meant I had to go find a doctor. Finding a doctor is difficult anywhere. It's hard to find reliable reviews. And even when you read the reviews, you don't really know if you're going to click with the doc until you get there.
And it's not just the doctor, it's the office staff.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, it's true. That's a big deal. If they don't answer the phone, what good is having a doctor? Well, there were 3 doctors I considered. I left messages for the first 2, and I never got a phone call back. The third one literally picked up the phone. It actually rang and rang and rang. They had no message machine on it. It just rang until somebody picked up. And what I have found since is they always pick up. I had an issue this morning. I called them on the phone. They answered the phone. On top of that, the doc listened to me. To me, that's the most important thing. I don't know how good a doctor I've got. You're not going to know how good a doctor you've got until you've got an emergency, and then you'll go find out. They all got degrees. Some of them got some amazing degrees, and I'm sorry, they suck. I felt really good about this doctor I found. He listened to me. We
clicked.
We clicked, and we were on the same page. So I'm feeling good. Pup care. You guys know we have 2 boys. Within the first couple of weeks, we found a groomer, mobile groomer, in the Facebook group for Hammock at Finney. Her name is Joyce. I'll probably have her contact information behind me because I highly recommend her. She was terrific. She took real good care of our boys. Was very happy. And now we've got her scheduled on a X number a month basis. But we haven't gone looking for the vet yet.
No, but we've gotten recommendations from other YouTube channels of a good possibility. So we'll check that out first. You just have to do your research and try to ask questions and do the research that you can do to find out.
It's a ladder, and you keep taking one rung at a time, and you pick your priorities, or you sometimes just pick the ones that are the easiest. We haven't found a dentist yet either, and we need to do that. I think we need to find a dentist before we go looking for a vet. Okay, so that's that. Number 3, flowering plum bee. Hello, thank you for sharing your experiences as a new resident of the Villages. Perhaps you could discuss your experiences in the Villages being a pet owner as it relates to your neighbors and when taking your dogs out for walks.
Well, we do that every morning, bright and early, sometimes before the sun even comes up. We take those boys out. They need their exercise.
And she thinks I need my exercise too.
Don't tell anyone. But we have talked to our neighbors, and they've met our dogs, and one of our neighbors says, please let them bark. We love it when they bark. We miss our dogs. So that was an awesome thing to hear from your neighbor. The other neighbor, I don't think that they would have a problem, but we're trying
friendly.
to
We're
be,
friendly with them.
yeah, and we're trying to be conscientious. We want to make sure we're doing our part as pet owners to try to control them. So if we let them out and they start barking, we correct them.
Yeah.
And
The
when we-
dogs don't stay outside and barking all day.
And when we walk, we've
We have one rambunctious boy Colt who likes to talk. He's part beagle and he likes to speak. And he likes to speak to other dogs especially. He's saying, I'm here, let's play. But he says it so loudly at 6:30 in the morning. And we try to control him. It's very difficult. But we keep it to a minimum.
he also thinks runners are the bomb. He wants to run right along with them. We're not moving fast enough for him.
We've actually had joggers come by and feed our boys. It's so friendly here. We love it here.
Yeah, they're good boys, and we love going to the dog park with them, which we'll talk about more.
Yeah, we're gonna do a video on the dog park. What direction does the back of your house face? This is from Susan Goodman. What direction does the back of your house face? And was that a consideration when purchasing your home? Absolutely, it was. Every step of the way, every home I looked at for how many months?
A lot of them.
Oh my gosh, honey, that one faces west. Oh my God. Oh, that one's perfect. It's north facing. It's great. What did we get? We got west facing. Why? Because 85% of the rest of the house was perfect. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
If you can find better than 80% of what you need, do you want in your home, buy it. You're never going to get to 100. You're probably not going to get to 90.
And the direction of our rear-facing yard wasn't a deal breaker for us. We had decided if we were going to compromise somewhere, that's okay.
Yeah. We got a backyard for our boys. That's what counts.
And you know what? I love watching the sunset, sitting there when I come home from work.
Laura Lampy, did you consider any 55 plus communities in Texas or California? If yes, what factors led you to rule them out? But we also got this one from from Dorothy Tallman. Thank you for sharing. We are coming in July to purchase a home. Yay! Question. Did you check out other areas such as Top of the World since you work in Ocala? What made you choose the Villages? First of all, do you work in Ocala?
Not anymore. So originally we were looking all over the place, and we actually looked at a Del Webb community in Texas, not far from where we lived at the time.
15
thinking,
minutes from home.
How convenient would that move be if you're going to make a move? That would be an easy one, and we'd still be near our friends and our family and our church, and
Correct.
not have to change jobs like I did. But it just wasn't the same. We looked at that community, and it was not nearly as vibrant as it is here in the Villages. Not nearly as much to offer. You don't see the golf cars everywhere, and you didn't see the activities and the people and the smiles like we saw here. I mean, I'm sure those people are happy. I've talked to them, but it's different. Not the same. And when we got here, we never did check out On Top of the World. We'd heard about it vaguely, but didn't really pay too much attention
I
to
watched
that.
YouTube videos about it.
Yeah, and it's a great community, but it's different. So, hello.
This is my boy Yukon.
The boys are wanting to get in on the action. So when we saw On Top of the World, beautiful community, beautiful homes, not nearly the same amount of amenities and interaction as we saw here in the Villages. So nothing against it. It's a great community, but it's not the right fit for us. We wanted more community, more activity, and we love it here. Absolutely love it here. No regrets. The other Del Webb, Stone Creek up there is a beautiful community. Same thing. It's just not same level of activity.
I think once you find the Villages and you start seeing what this place has to offer, And then you start comparing every other place to the Villages, and you find nothing compares. There is nothing like the Villages. Other places are great. That place, that Sun City in Georgetown, Texas, was a gorgeous place. And we just didn't know. That could have been where we ended up. We thought we could have ended up there. But then we did our lifestyle preview visit. And once we were here, then we knew the difference.
Yeah.
And Del Webb was gone.
Yeah. Any of the people that have gone through that experience, I think you understand. I mean, if you want peace and quiet and you want to be alone and space, it's not the right thing. But those folks aren't coming here and getting all jazzed like we are.
And you mentioned California, Laura. We're from California. We're never going back to
No.
California. No. Are you kidding?
It's a beautiful state, but we never intended to retire there. It's too expensive.
Yeah. So I'm originally from New York City. Great place to visit. Go for a week, have a blast, go back where you came from. California, great place to visit. Every 100 miles it changes. It is gorgeous.
Oh my goodness. You have the beach, you have the mountains, you have the desert, you have the forest, you have everything there.
Everything. But we'll go visit. We're really enjoying ourselves here.
Yeah.
So Susan Goodman also asks, I see a lot of bird cages on homes. Do you plan on getting one? No. I'm sure I'm going to have a picture behind me showing you what our backyard looks like. It's probably, not sure, but probably going to be a picture of before we even moved in, while this house was still under construction. I think that's the only one I've got that's an overhead of the backyard. That's for our boys. That's the backyard for the boys. If we put a bird cage out there, why did we even bother getting this house? We got that backyard for them.
It would make a nice greenhouse, though. But I can think of less expensive ways of coming up with a greenhouse.
Oh, this one's for you, honey. You ever seen any pythons?
Nope.
Okay. I think we're done with that one. I don't think the pythons hang around this area.
And I haven't even seen a snake. I've seen a couple of bodies, but they weren't pythons. They were very small.
Okay. Thank you so much for a great video. Hope to see you down there soon. Quick question. Can you ride your bicycles on the 2-pole paths in the Villages? For instance, the wide path along Fenny Way. Or are those walking, running only? Really good question. Because when we first got here, not when we first moved here, when we came for our lifestyle preview visit, we tried to ride the golf carts on those with the 2 poles. We couldn't understand it. We can't get the golf cart in there. It won't fit. Somebody screwed up the path, honey. Should I just run on the grass and get on there anyway? Because the paths are wide enough for golf carts, but
that's not the intention of them.
That's not the intent. So the paths with 1 pole are for everybody. Golf carts.
Bikes, pedestrians.
Exactly. The ones with 2 are for walkers, runners, and bikers.
Right. The pedestrians sometimes wish the bikes weren't on there. But officially, that's the rules.
So when we are riding along Fenny Way on our bikes, we're on that path off the road. When we are in our golf cart on Fenny Way, we're literally on the street with the cars. They've got like a little bike path kind of a thing lined off for us on
and
that.
And that happens in several areas. But if you were on there in your e-bike, which I've seen people do, their bicycles, whether they're motorized or not, are out there with the golf carts. But then now the golf cart drivers are not happy that you're there in their way. So you can't win for losing sometimes.
V. Artman, thank you for sharing. How much square footage do you have? How big is your backyard? And what is the price range?
We have a Durham, And our square footage is just over 1,300 square feet. I don't know what our lot size is anymore. It's probably around 3,000, 4,000, somewhere in the middle
But
there.
the backyard is probably 10 by 30,
Maybe,
something in there.
maybe. And it varies dramatically. So you definitely want to work with your village's sales representative when you're looking at that, if the lot size is important to you.
Yeah.
Because there are different sizes all over the place and can vary a lot.
I'll put Bobby Hannon's contact information in the notes.
He's so good. He answers questions for us. Even still, I was just talking to him yesterday about a question that a friend of mine had asked that I couldn't answer. No problem answering those questions.
He was the sales agent, the village's sales agent that was assigned to us. Price range. You want to talk about that?
Price range changes, varies a lot depending on where you are and what you're buying. And again, that villages.com or villages.net.
I'll put a link to it. But if you look behind here, you're going to see, I've put up there, you can search for the houses. You can sort them by price. You can sort them by neighborhood. You can sort them by square footage of the type of home. You can look just for the floor plan you're interested in. It's a great tool, and that'll answer all your pricing questions. So, this one's for me, honey. I'm going to take this one.
Okie doke.
Susan Salvucci. I know how to pronounce your last name because I'm from an Italian neighborhood in New York. It's good to hear how well you've settled in. Do you see many Trump flags or rallies? I assume that's Trump, not truck. That's a deal breaker for me. Well, we don't talk politics. We've been here for 3 months. We have not had a conversation about politics. Do I see Trump signs? Yeah. Do I see Biden signs? Yeah. Do I count them? Do I know how many more there are than the other? No. There's so few, it doesn't matter. We're here to have a good time. We're here to smile and enjoy our golden years. We're not going to talk about Trump.
Yeah, not looking to be antagonistic and emphasize anybody's differences. We have all kinds of differences. That just happens to be one of them.
If it's a worry to you, don't come. So I guess that's all the questions we have today.
Great questions. We appreciate every one of them. Thank you. And we appreciate you for stopping by.
And we ask you to subscribe and click that little bell. It costs you nothing, but you'll be notified the next time we put a video up. See you next time. You'll want to watch this video next.
Or you'll want to watch this video